Hi, this is Matt from howtomakeaniPhoneApp.com. You might know me as Matt J. Drake from Twitter. I want to talk a little bit about the book I wrote, How to Make an iPhone App. This book was something I wrote after my own experience in trying to learn this topic over the past year. And as you might know, I built my own business and basically live off making iPhone apps right now. But I also get a lot of people because of my blog and also programmers I've been training to help me out doing what I'm doing now, and I want to give them resources that they needed to start learning how to do iPhone app development. And it turned out that I had to give them a good three, four, sometimes five different books to learn the specific technologies. It's because the iPhone is one of those things that uses a lot of different technologies. All the books I gave the people I trained, they taught them what they need to know, but they taught them everything in the context of either doing Mac or Windows programming and everything else. So I really wanted them to make the best use of their time to focus on how to actually do all this stuff specifically for the iPhone, since the iPhone is actually pretty quirky. So I wrote this book just to really kind of supercharge your experience learning how to develop for the iPhone. And the first thing I did when I wrote this was I put all the stuff you need to learn about programming, and I don't really assume that you know any kind of programming at all. I mean, obviously it helps if you have some kind of technology background, but in the book I assume you know nothing about programming, and I start at the very beginning in the C programming language, which is the first technology you need to know in the iPhone app development. When I first started, I actually made a mistake of assuming, since I kind of already knew C, that I wouldn't really have to go back to it. But as I wrote this book and rewrote the second version, I realized that the quirks in the iPhone make it pretty important to just actually try to learn this stuff from scratch again. So you know how to do not only how to do C, but how to do C in the context of the iPhone. So C, Objective C, and Cocoa Touch are the three main programming type technologies you need to learn. And I give you three modules, and each with 7 lessons that teach you specifically what you need to know about these technologies for the iPhone. It's very focused, and I think that you'll find everything you need to know about the programming part in the Programming 101 section of this ebook. I go over procedural, object-oriented programming, model view controller, which is the design pattern in iPhone apps, and also I pulled my audience, and even though I don't use Interface Builder, I've learned it for this book because everyone wants to learn how to use Interface Builder, which is a visual way to create the visual elements of your apps and connect them to your other code. The next part of this book, though, is another thing I need to teach my people and that I myself need to learn when I start doing this as a business. Is It's one thing to program iPhone apps, but you also need to be able to put the entire thing together. And what I mean by that is each component of the app is it's actually a little bit unclear just by reading the vanilla Apple developer docs how you put all this stuff together. So I do what I call the app development formula, which is I take you step by step through the entire process of creating an iPhone app from scratch. I show you how to do, some marketing, and all this stuff is low budget. So how to find an audience, how to find kind of cheaply what kind of app that they would like, or how to get app ideas. And I also go more into the programming parts. I go into more sophisticated techniques like the table views and how to make your data, your information users put into your app be remembered from session to session, and I put it all together into a product that sells. And that's what I want to teach you how to do, is to turn your code into something that people want to buy, because people don't buy code, they buy products. I also go a lot into the different iPhone quirks that you'll see when you start developing this stuff. So it's kind of like having a whole year of experiencing this from this book. The other third part of this book is the tips, tricks, and resources, and I show you all the stuff you need to know about Xcode, like the auto completion features, how to read the documentation. Since after you've learned how to do this stuff and this stuff up here, the programming and the app development, you really need to learn how to find out for yourself from the main primary source, which is the Apple developer website, documents and source code, how to do not only the things that you can do now, but the things that they'll be coming out with in the future, since this is a very hot technology that's moving very fast, and especially with the new things like the iPod and the iTablet that are probably coming out this year, there's going to be a lot of new things going on. So you definitely need to learn how to read this documentation and how to get more information. And there's some other technology resources, blogs, and other books I think is really good. So what this book really is, this is my playbook. This is everything I've learned over the past year supporting myself with iPhone development, and this book is also what I'm now using to train my own programmers. So I made a real special effort to only include what I believe is essential to learning how to make